These little heart bags are made by crocheting a soft cover for a 3D printed shell. All the files are completely free from Thingiverse, so once you've got everything printed, this video will guide you through the process of crocheting the cover. I'm starting with the cover for the top half of the heart. Choose your favourite yarn. I'm using a chunky plush yarn, which was actually a little too chunky for this project and a little difficult to work with. Chain 3, then slip stitch into the first stitch to create a loop. Then chain 1. Single crochet into the middle of the loop 6 times. Work 2 single crochet into each of the 6 stitches to give a total of 12 stitches at the end of this round. Alternate between single crochet and an increase for the next round to give a total of 18 stitches. The yarn you choose and the hook size you use will affect the size of your finished piece, so check to see how the piece fits onto the shell after each round, so you can decide if you need to expand the circle or start to create depth. Once the diameter of the circle is large enough to cover one side of the heart top, single crochet 1 round at a time until it covers the whole hemisphere perfectly. Keep a note of how many rows of increases and single crochet you did, because you will be making another one. To join the 2 cup shapes together, single crochet them together for as many stitches as needed, so that the 2 pieces are joined along the depth of the heart. Make sure you have your work turned the correct way before you single crochet around the whole outer edge until it almost reaches the bottom part of the shell. Using a smaller hook, single crochet the cover onto the shell by passing the hook through the triangular holes. Don't worry if the number of stitches you have is not the same as the number of holes. To attach your work to the shell, simply crochet each stitch into the nearest hole. You can attach 2 stitches or more into each hole. Regularly check that your work is evenly stretched over the shell. And to finish, slip stitch and tie off. For the bottom half, create a ring of 8 single crochet. Increase each stitch to get 16. Then follow this pattern until the diameter of your work is large enough to go over the widest part of the shell. Then single crochet rows until it reaches the top of the shell where the triangular holes are. Make sure to place it correctly on the shell. If it doesn't look right, twist it around until it fits. Join it to the shell in the same way that you did the top half. To stop your work from being overstretched or bunched up in some areas, regularly check that the work is evenly stretched around the shell. Again, you don't have to worry about having the perfect number of stitches for each hole. You can attach as many or as few stitches as needed to each hole. To finish, slip stitch and tie off. Hide the ends between the crochet and the shell. Slip stitch a few centimeters in the back of the two halves together to create a hinge. If you single crochet the halves together, it makes a bulkier join. Make sure the two halves are aligned, that you can open the container easily and that you have enough stitches to create a strong hinge. Next, add the D-rings and the heart button. Single crochet the D-rings to either side of the bag. A slip stitch at the end helps it to look neater. Choose where you want the button to go and stitch it on. Make a loop to go around the button. This one is just a chain loop, but if you're using a thinner yarn, you may want to do a row or two on top of that chain to make a stronger loop that's easier to handle. The loop should be tight enough around the button to ensure the bag is completely closed, but not so tight that the bag is difficult to open. And the last thing to add is a strap. The purple bag was made with a thinner plush yarn, which gives it a neater look. If you're making this with a light coloured yarn, print the shell from a light coloured material. If using a dark yarn, print a dark shell. Comment to let me know if you'd make one.